Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, I'm SocioPsycho, and this is StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty Brutal Mission 12. Let's get to it.
Now, friend Raynor, you must see the Overmind's vision of the future. The end of my people, and of all things. This is our fate, should Kerrigan die.
I don't think I want to see any vision of the Overminds. But if Kerrigan's involved, I need to know.
On a distant, shadowed world, the Protoss will make their final stand. Their heroes will gather. Their forces will be marshaled, and they will die bravely. But still, they will die. And my Zerg will be slaves to the hybrid. All will bow before the power of the Fallen One.
So I will admit that the brutal missions thus far haven't really been giving the full attention that they may deserve, or maybe not the best viewership in that regard as well. I've been giving them about 40 to 60% depending on the mission and my attention, where this game came along and it's probably the hardest mission on Brutal in the entire campaign, even more so than the main Terran end mission. So it smacked me around a bit, and this is about the 8th attempt, and there was no way I could narrate and play at the same time.
Protoss brethren, heed me. The last twilight has fallen. The galaxy burns around us. The Terrans have been consumed. We are all that stands against the Shadow. But if we are to meet our end this day, then we will do so as one. Antaro Tassadar!
So we're going to get attacked by 3 sides, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our High Templars and our Colossi and move it over to the side point because there's a little base there. The second thing is that we have gas workers mining automatically, so we're going to get those guys off gas because we don't need gas right now, and we're going to put them onto the mineral lines. We need to bind up some of our buildings, put down 2 forges because we need upgrades.
Great One, the vault is prepared. Guard us while we preserve our knowledge for those that may follow. They must not make the mistakes we did.
My timing here was a little off. The Nexus needed to be built a little bit sooner, a little bit faster. That may delay things just a tiny bit, but we'll roll with it. We want to get that base up instantly and early, not because we're going to hold it the entire game. The base itself will actually fall relatively about maybe around 10-minute mark if we're lucky, but we're going to hold that position because it's yellow crystals.
I have rallied the last of our great fleet.
Your timing is impeccable, Admiral Urun. When the enemy takes to the air, we will need your support.
Yellow crystals give more resources, so we mine out this base as fast as possible, thus allowing us more money early on. Now I may have pulled off the workers a little bit early.
The Zerg performed their function as I planned. My hybrid are proof of this. Now, the last of the Protoss will fulfill their function in death.
In this battle, not only does your timing need to be on par, but your capability to macro and use your hotkeys to the best of your ability needs to be top dollar if you want to beat this game. See, the whole point is, if you cannot get the bonus objective, which is survive for roughly 25 minutes, you will not beat this game on Brutal. As the game progresses forward, we'll be given hero units. We'll bind our heir to number 2, and we'll come over here to help out with the defense of this base. As I said, we are not going to be able to hold this base for a very long time, but hopefully long enough to mine out the minerals at least.
We have not enough minerals. The Zerg are swarming at our flanks. We have to react quickly or our perimeter defenses will fall.
and we'll bind our standing ground forces to number 1. It's very important in the early game to get Colossi out and ground forces, and then transist over. By mid-game, you want more Colossi. By end-game, Colossi and air. Those are the 2 key factors, as well as, while you don't want to fully block off and wall the majority of areas, we are going to do that at that south location. Now, because of how intense it gets, we cannot continue having those sorts of engagements and fighting with an army pushing to protect that side. While it might be able to be doable,
The demons of the past.
our forces and our capability are needed elsewhere. What we want to do is kind of build a wall, and we use these cybernetic cores to do that because they are fairly cheap, 150, and they have the most health and shields for that price. The main concern on this map are Lings. While you do have Ultralists and Hybrid, which are pretty dangerous and they will destroy your walls, the buildings you put to barricade or control the direction of the enemy, the bigger creatures, if you completely wall off, will attack those areas. But the Lings, if you don't have any sort of either tower defense structure or a complete wall, or however you decide to do it, some people go with DTs, Dark Templars, because they're invisible in early game. However you decide to do it, if you do not control the Ling population, they will destroy you, they will overrun you. So it's very important that we build up a sort of protectional barrier so Lings can't get through.
We tarry too long. In my name, behold, my greatest creation.
Base is under attack.
So here we go already, the Hybrid are now attacking, and as you can see, they are slightly confused, and while they won't always be this delightful of an engagement, if we completely walled off, they'd immediately attack the buildings we have there, and it would just swarm right through us. I really don't know what I'm doing with my Phoenixes right there. Phoenixes are very useful, and I was trying to use them in a good way, but I just ended up getting some killed.
In their hive clusters. Prepare for an assault.
So here they come again, attacking our next side. I think they're going to skip the base more and charge their Lings into the main base. As I said, I've already given up on the defense hopefulness of securing that base. I know it's going to fall. How long it lasts is... The longer it lasts, it's just, you know, hey, good.
Base is under attack. Have engaged the enemy. Base is under attack.
Maybe if we put down 2 or 3 other cannons, we might have been able to hold this position a little bit longer, but that seems to have fallen now. We mined the base out fairly well, but if you're going for a really high score, high tier ability, then obviously you want to try to hold that base for a little longer because of the resourcing gain. And in the north side, apparently we have a breach in the wall. We need to try to clean up this area. As you can see, we're already being very thin stretched and trying to react to every single situation that happens.
The final hour. The enemy closes.
You address me?
Base is under attack. Base is under attack. Upgrade complete.
With pride.
Base is under attack. Base is under attack.
Let our enemy know.
Our Voidres are ready to do their part. Disengage prism inhibitors and concentrate all batteries on the hybrid.
Well met, great Mohandar. For ire.
This is where Phoenixes come in handy, because if you start getting overrun with the hybrid, Phoenixes can lift them up into the air, so it can buy you some time. And as you can see, we need to replenish our wall. They attack very aggressively, but now I think they're giving us a small reprieve, which is well needed to just restock our forces. The next unit hero came out, which was a Void Ray. Void Rays are very good, and we'll produce more of those later on when we transition into air.
I will erase the demons of the past in the service.
Base is under attack. Base is under attack.
So you can see the intensity of the battle already. It's only almost 13 minutes, and we don't even have 800 enemies killed at this point. And we still have 2,000. We have about 1,600 to go. 16 to 1,800.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Base is under attack.
We embrace the glory of battle.
We're going to build up some more gateways, thus allowing us a few more additional troops if we need to put down some zealots in some locations to kind of just distract the enemy from attacking our main base. It's also very important to make sure that all your air units are bound to number 2, all your ground troops are bound to number 1. The thing is, you try to repair one side, you try to hold one side, when you're going to get attacked on another side.
Your warriors have engaged. Base is under attack.
The order.
Base is under attack.
We tarry too long.
You have not enough minerals.
I will be redeemed. The final hour is up. My burdens weigh heavily.
Every hand is turned against you. Even the ground beneath your feet carries the seeds of your destruction. With pride, satisfaction.
In case you're wondering, these Nihus worms that pop out and the little enemies that they spew out do not give any kills. At one point they did, but apparently they patched it. So you need to get rid of the Nihus worms. You can't farm those for kills.
This is the hour of truth, noble Templar. Let the enemy know the wrath of Aya's champions.
Executor Selendis, unleash the full power of your forces. There may be no tomorrow.
We need to get rid of this pylon. We have a breach in the wall that we never really fixed, and now that the pylon's gone, we should be able to. A very heavy trick is not to get complacent, not to think in these downtimes that you have the advantage or the enemies are going to attack. The whole purpose of the enemy is to kill you. They will never stop. Even if you're the best StarCraft 2 player, you will fail at this mission just by the fact that you'll run out of resources by the end of the game. You'll get as high and kill as many as you can, but even the best will stop. So, playing this mission, you have to know that you are never safe.
Base is under attack.
The final hour
is upon us. Some justice.
You must place that in a power field.
Address me.
So here comes the enemy again, and now the enemy is starting to transition into air units.
Your warriors
A small
engage the enemy.
annoyance. We're going to build up a few small bases because now we know that to go on more air, we want to just make sure that we have our two sides protected to a tiny minimalistic. We don't need any rogue mutalisks getting into our mineral line or something stupid like that.
Base is under attack.
The final hour is upon us.
Upgrade complete.
We are 5 minutes close.
We tarry too long. Satisfactory. Paradactyl. As I was your beginning, so shall I be.
Here we have a breach, we can't get it up, so we're going to put a zealot down. The zealot should distract the enemies, allowing us to re-wall that.
Base is under attack.
Highlight for hire. We embrace the glory of battle.
You have not enough minerals.
We need to pull our fleet back. If we get too far drawn in, then we'll just get killed by complacency. At this point, we need to start transitioning into air units, but we still need to make sure that we're holding our front lines.
We are at full power.
Base is under attack.
We tarry too long. As you see.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Base is under attack. Base is under attack. Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Base is under attack. Base is under attack.
Prismatic core.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
We face the enemy.
Base is under attack.
The hybrid are completely destroying that side. We've lost many structures, but again, that's why you go with cybernetics cores, because they're fairly cheap and they do hold out the line fairly well.
Phase crystals charged.
Money and resources are very important because when it goes back to that early base of the gold, the better that you're able to secure that, or even just a minute more in mining that base, you can hold down some of these sides. And if you can fortify these sides in the beginning, then you're not continuously having to rebuild defenses, and you can add to your defenses and you can continue. The trap I'm falling into here is having to continuously rebuild what I build just to hold a base minimum defense. So instead of using more money to get out more colossi, instead of getting more money to use on getting out more air, we end up having to continuously rebuild our structures, which distracts us as well. So having everything go to a symmetry excellence in the beginning is very important.
Satisfactory. You have no place to hide and nowhere to run.
Base is under attack. Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Base is under attack.
We embrace the glory of battle.
I will erase.
You want to be also very careful of not getting your probes trapped while rebuilding positions.
You have not enough minerals. Base is under attack.
And when I was cleaning up all those fellas, I accidentally forgot. All the nice worms distracted my army, and my colossi fell out of position. That is going to hurt that side to a point of breaking down the wall, and it's little mistakes like that which can end up with you losing the match.
If only we had acted sooner.
So I just lost Zeratul, but the whole point is everybody to defend to the last Protoss. And it's probably because that side collapsed that Zeratul got killed, he got overwhelmed. At this point, the amount of damage that we're taking versus how much we still need to be able to defend, financially we don't have the resources to just keep pumping out this sort of defense. The last thing you want to do is get complacent. Just because we're close to 2,000 enemies and we have roughly 500 to go doesn't mean that victory is within our grasp. You can lose very easily. We have to continue with stout discipline.
We stand as one. For Artanis.
Base is under attack. Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Base is under attack. Your warriors have engaged the enemy. You have not enough minerals.
My life for hire.
Base is under attack.
We face the enemy.
Base is under attack.
This is Hierarch Artanis, commanding the Shield of Iron. Our matrix fields are within range. Engaging mass recall.
Base is under attack.
My brethren, hear me, for there is little time left. All that remains of our race, our civilization, are those that stand beside you now. Trust in each other. Strike as one will. Let our last stand burn a memory so bright, we will be remembered forever. Entaro Tassadar!
There's just too many of them.
Warriors have engaged the
true threat.
Base is under attack. The enemy.
So we have successfully completed the mission. Now we just have to wait to die. The unfortunate element and psychological part is that the whole point of this mission is to simply die, to hold out as long as possible and take as many of them with you and go down in glorious battle. And while some people get pretty high scores, 6,000 plus, our hope and goal is to get at least 3,000. To keep the dream alive, to try to actually not lose that morale.
Base is under attack. Base is under attack. Mineral field depleted. Base is under attack. Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Prismatic.
The big ship is a mothership. It allows a total recall of all your forces to a location, or a black hole, which sucks in enemy units. I had no defenses in the top ramp, so not prepared for any fallback positions as well. At this point, the enemy has just so many that resistance is futile. You know, ironically, the one thing I think I forgot about is upgrading my weapons on my ships. I had all those cybernetic cores, and I completely spaced on upgrading weapons due to the intensity of the battle. That's something that you want to avoid. That would make a huge difference as well, as the enemies do get stronger.
Online. Mineral field depleted.
Our path is clear.
Base is under attack. Base is under attack.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a easy mission. At this point, it's just waiting for that anti-air to finish me off, and we'll take out as many of them as we possibly can.
Dawn will come. South.
Base is under attack. Probes are under attack.
We shall prevail.
Your probes are under attack.
March boldly without fear.
Base is under attack. Base is under attack.
Our thoughts.
Efforts are futile. My harbingers will usher in a new age.
Are one. There can be no doubt. March boldly without fear. Our path is clear.
I unfortunately don't believe that we're going to make it to 3,000 kills once the next wave of anti-air comes in.
March boldly.
Justice is
This mission requires so much tenacity.
Without fear. Our thoughts are one. There can be no doubt. Our path is clear. There can be no doubt.
This is the exhibit.
We shall prevail.
Forgive me, great Tassadar. I wasn't strong enough.
march boldly without fear. Kerrigan. How could we have known?
I'll return to the void. As I was your beginning, so shall I be. I love it when a plan comes together.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Glorious end. Not exactly as glorious as endings go, I guess. Just what a mess. Truly one of the very few brutal missions that live up to its title as brutal.
Friend Raynor, you now bear witness to the truth. There is a malevolent presence within the void that seeks to destroy everything we hold dear. Could this fallen one be Azel Naga? After so long, could the gods themselves seek our destruction? And Kerrigan, I can hardly believe the wretched Queen of Blades will prevent the destruction of all that we know. Raynor, you may soon hold Kerrigan's fate in your hands. I know only that she must live. Be wary, old friend. The hounds of the void are on the hunt.
Damn, brother. You look like you could use a drink.
I saw the last vision Zeratul put into the crystal. It was a look into the future. A final battle against the hybrid. Armageddon. Somehow, Kerrigan's the key to preventing it.
Who knows how the wheel turns? Cycles upon cycles. This much I know. Those that see the future best take heed. It's both a gift and a curse.
But is it cast in stone? That's what I need to know.
Who knows? I've heard you say we are who we choose to be. If that be true, the future cannot be fixed.
Hankering for some down-home cooking out there in the space lanes? Come on down to Bubba's Gas and Grub. We got 2 for Tuesdays, featuring barbecue Muta wings. Also free plasma charge with each fill-up. Bubba's Gas and Grub. Your space trucker home away from home.
You're looking a little pale there, Jimmy. What you need is another drink. Oh, what the hell, cowboy? You look like crap. You been thinking about that girl again?
Kinda. I just got some bad news about what might happen if we can't save her.
No use worrying about what might happen, if you ask me. You want me to help, you just let me know.
You look shaken, sir. What's wrong?
Zeratul called it a vision of the future. It was the end times, Matt. Armageddon. More Protoss than we ever knew existed. But there still weren't enough to stop the hybrid.
But what about Kerrigan? Wasn't she supposed to stop them?
In this timeline, she was dead. Killed by us. That's what Zeratul's been trying to tell us all along. She has to live, or we're all doomed.
So let's see what we have in the laboratory. A new Protoss tank tier, so you can read that. And then in upgrades we have a choice in between the Science Vessel and the Raven. They can both detect units, but the Science Vessel can radiate and also repair fellow troops, mechanized units, which is very useful. Where the Raven has some offensive and defensive capabilities, they're each both actually quite useful, but it depends on the tactics that you're going for. We are going to use the Science Vessel because we have some missions where we need repairs on heavy mech, and it just makes sense to use those in this regard. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed this mission. I have been SocioPsycho. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.